Hi, today I'm going to talk about breathing. You notice I'm standing outside. I'm lucky enough to live on a farm. I'm standing outside in the fresh air because fresh air and our breath is the most important thing for you as a human being. A healthy human adult might be able to survive 6 days without food, or maybe even weeks. I'm not quite sure actually. Maybe a couple of days without water. You can't survive for a couple of minutes without oxygen. Breathing is the first and last thing you will ever do. Intakes and exhalations of breath will accompany your most joyous and your most frightening moments. Breathing is the most intimate relationship you will have in your life, you and your breath. And when I'm looking around, when I'm walking around town, it is quite astounding to see how many people are barely breathing at all, hardly breathing. So what I'd like to encourage you to think about is about breathing deeply. As a musician, as a flute player, I deliberately taught myself how to breathe properly, which is down in the diaphragm. If you put your hands here and breathe into there, watch what happens to, I'll make sure my hands are really interlocked. Watch what happens. And you'll notice that my shoulders are not going up and down. A lot of people just walking around in life are barely breathing at all. There's almost no movement. And what happens if you're barely breathing is that you can survive, but you become ever so slightly deoxygenated, the cells of your body. And that, if the cells of your body are slightly deoxygenated, that's going to lead to particularly autoimmune issues and more susceptibility to viruses and bacteria. So I trained myself as a musician. I practiced every day. What could you do? You could put an alarm in your phone for every hour. Breathe and put your hands down here and focus on breathing down into your gut. It's called diaphragm breathing. You could write it on your hand, which maybe I shouldn't be recommending that. But however it is that you remind yourself, you can teach yourself to breathe properly as a way of life. Now, I teach it as a musician. There are many practices out there where you can learn really good breathing. One would be Pilates, another would be yoga, another would be Qigong. So I don't have recommendations for yoga and Qigong online. I do have a recommendation for a great Pilates instructor who is teaching online. Look out for that website at the end of this video. So be conscious of your breath because it is the most important thing you have.